How can teachers use artificial intelligence for lesson plan design? In this video, I'm going to show you ChatGPT and 3 of my favorite queries for generating lesson plan outlines, original content, and even assessments for my classroom. Make sure to stick around all the way to the end because I'll tell you how you can download a free list of query frames you can use with ChatGPT to generate content for your own classroom. Without further ado, here's a quick tutorial on how I use ChatGPT for lesson planning. I'm going to walk you through how to use ChatGPT step by step. Feel free to pause or rewind the video at any time if you'd like to follow along or happen to miss something. The first step is actually navigating to ChatGPT, and you can do so by entering chatgpt.com in your browser and hitting go. Once you're there, you'll see the message box on the page. Sometimes it's here in the center, or if you've already used ChatGPT before, it might be at the bottom of the page. But here you can enter questions and ask for all your lesson plan needs, and what I've found is that the more specific you are, the more accurate ChatGPT's responses will be. Let's first look at something very basic. Imagine I'm teaching a unit on metaphor and I decide I'd like to create a few bell ringers which require students to explain the meaning of a metaphor as it is used in a passage. I need a story for students to read, and so a query that I might use is this. Write a 200-word story that uses the metaphor heart of gold at a 7th grade reading level. Now, I have a simple, short passage I can use to base questions around, and the best part about it is I didn't have to do any research. I asked for exactly what I needed and got it. It's actually perfect because I don't want students to have to read too much, because it's just a bell ringer that I'm going to be using this for, and having a long passage would take up way too much time. But now I have a short passage that I can use, and you can see I have highlighted here that it does in fact use the metaphor heart of gold. So it is great for coming up with passages, and I'm going to show you another example of how you can use it for stories. So I actually used a query like this for Hispanic Heritage Month recently. A few weeks ago, I sat down with a Hispanic student and collaborated with her on topics we could study in our reading class. She brought up urban legends and thought it would be fun to teach the class about legends such as the Chupacabra. So I decided to get a story related to the Chupacabra. And here is what I typed in. Write a 200-word story about a chupacabra at a 7th grade reading level. And here it is. It's got all the elements. It even takes place in Puerto Rico, as you can see here. It does talk about the chupacabra, and it gives a quick story about this urban legend. So this is just a great tool for coming up with stories. I use these passages in my classroom for just various purposes, to have students read, and then I have comprehension questions. It could relate to the main idea, it could relate to figurative language, or other things. And all of this that I'm telling you here is specific to ELA, but there are other ways that I've used ChatGPT for lesson planning that can be applied to any subject. So here's another example you might use if you're designing a lesson from scratch. You might type in something like this. Create a lesson plan on proportional relationships for middle schoolers that follows Gagne's 9 events of instruction. And here it is. So ChatGPT gives me an output, and what I like here is that it does in fact follow Gagne's 9 events of instruction, starting with gain attention, inform learners of objective, and it gives you everything that you need. Objective: by the end of the lesson, students will be able to identify proportional relationships, blah blah blah. It's got all the stuff. It tells you exactly what you need to do. It even has the materials needed for this lesson. So just a great tool. And obviously you may have to supplement this. You need to use your expertise to go in and modify this lesson plan, but this gives you a starting point. And I have used this before to create lessons around different things, especially if I want to do an activity that does not follow any curriculum or the one that we are given, and it's just kind of something for a special day, I'll say. But here is a final query that you might use for a quick assessment. So I'm going to type in create a vocabulary quiz that includes the words democracy, anarchy, monarchy, politics, and pluralism. So look here, it's got, okay, it has one question here, or actually it says, let's read this. It says, match each word with its correct definition, write the letter of the definition next to the corresponding word. Okay, so it's just a simple matching quiz, and it does come with an answer key. What I expected was actually multiple choice, because that's what I've gotten in the past. And let me show you, if the output that you get is not what you expected, like I said at the beginning, you can be more specific to get the exact result you're looking for. So I just copied this query. I have the same query, but instead of just create a vocabulary quiz, I'm going to create a 10 question multiple choice vocabulary quiz. So let's see what happens now. All right, so there you have it. And so you have your 10 question vocabulary quiz, and you have an answer key. Now, why they gave you an answer key that has only B and C answers, I do not know. But the beauty of this is you can take this and customize it to your liking. And what I would actually do is I would plug these questions into Google Forms, change the answers up just a little bit so that it's not just B and C answers, and then have a quick formative assessment that I could post on Google Classroom. You could do the same thing. So the possibilities with ChatGPT are endless, and but if you plan on using AI, it's important you consider the ethical implications. AI is an amazing tool, and it should be used as such. It can simplify a lot of instructional design processes, but it shouldn't be relied on. Remember, at the end of the day, you are the educator. As promised, I provided a link in the description of this video. Click that link to download a free copy of my personal ChatGPT queries to help you get started using AI for your own lesson planning. That's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on content from Classroom Camp.